Hello, quilt artisans. My name is Shonda, and welcome to my channel, Under the Needle Quilting and Crafts. So this might be a long one because I did not make a video yesterday. Not yesterday, last week. Well, no, I technically made a video, but I didn't upload it. So I made the video. I didn't make it. So I picked up my baby on Wednesday. We're still getting to know each other, but that's Veronica 2 over there. I picked her up on Wednesday, and it was like later in the afternoon. So all I had time to do on Wednesday was to really just get it set up, just to get it out the box on my table, set up, right? That was all I had time to do on Wednesday. You know, because I'm still a mom. I still got to cook. I still got to clean. I still got to work. So unfortunately, I didn't get to really play with her on Wednesday. So Thursday, I worked, and then after work, I played with the machine, and I did not make a video. So Friday morning, I made one, and then never uploaded it. And then it was like Sunday, and it didn't make sense to upload a video talking about how it's Friday. Didn't make sense. So I was like, I'll just hold it. I'll hold it. I don't even remember what I talked about. I really don't. I have no idea. So let's start with the giveaway. Today's giveaway day. Yesterday was the last day to enter. So normally I just, pick the winners, but what happened was some of you commented QuiltCon as one word, and some of you commented QuiltCon as two words. So I picked 3 winners that used it as one word, and then I picked 3 winners that used it as 2 words, or wrote it as 2 words. I wrote all those names down. I put them in my late stepfather's hat here when he passed at the end of 2022, I believe it was. All I wanted was this hat. And so I'm going to pick 3 names. Okay, so number 1 is Janet Ross, 4900. So again, let me just recap the prizes really quickly. This is one prize. We have half a layer cake and 1 yard of fabric that I purchased at QuiltCon. That's why it's a QuiltCon giveaway. So it's a QuiltCon plus stash giveaway, I guess. So this half layer cake, this junior layer cake, came from my stash. And this 1 yard of fabric I purchased at QuiltCon. Grab these other ones here. And then we have this fat quarter bundle here. We have 10 fat quarters. And we have another 1 yard cut that I picked up from QuiltCon. Now, if y'all don't claim these prizes, because sometimes y'all don't claim them, because I would love to keep this. I didn't want to give this one away. So don't claim it, but so I can keep this. And this is the 3rd bundle. It's, again, 10 fat quarters and 1 yard cut of fabric that I purchased at QuiltCon. That is what we are giving away. And our first winner is Janet Ross, 4900. Janet, my email address is in the description. Email me your full name and address, and I will get this out in the mail to you. I'm terrible about mailing things. I usually will wait until I hear from everyone is what I will usually do. So that's what I'm going to try to do. I try to wait. I try to give it like a week until I hear from everyone, and then I can send everything at the same time. But if it's been a week and I haven't heard from everyone, then I'll just mail out to the people that I've heard from. So you would expect it to go out by next weekend is when it would go out. Okay. So that's winner number 1. Winner number 2 is, I done dropped some names on the floor. Winner number 2 is Denise Bell, 2236. So that's winner number 2. And our last winner is Linda Covey, 4848. I recognize your name, Linda. You've been watching me for a minute, I think. I recognize your name. So those are our 3 winners. I'm going to put these with the prizes so I don't forget who the winners are. And I will also make a separate post where I at those people, where I tag them. And so hopefully they will see them. Okay. Next up. So it's kind of funny. It's kind of funny. It's been quite a week here. It's been quite a week here. So last week after QuiltCon, whatever. After QuiltCon, and then going, I was a little tired. So the first few days, a couple days, I just kind of chilled out because it was a lot for me. I'm a solitary person, and to be around that many people, and I'm a sedentary person, and so to be moving around that much, it was a lot. I took a couple days, chilled out. I had to catch up on work and stuff too. So there was that. So did that. And everything's fine. Pick up the machine on Wednesday, play with it Thursday, Fridays, Saturday I'm using the machine. Sunday morning, my aunt Dot texted and said she wanted to come over and hang out for the day. Cool beans. I did have brunch plans. I did let her know that, I was going to be out for a little bit. And that's fine. So her and Adrian hung out. She drove here. She lives about 30 minutes away. So she brought the puppy. He's so cute. So cute. He had this little outfit on with little pants. Oh, it was adorable. Adorable. So I was like, if I got a dog, I'd never get anything done because I literally spent my entire time just looking at the dog and what he was doing and how cute he was. And I didn't get anything done. So we did that. I went to brunch, got home about 2:30, hung out with my aunt, Adrian grilled, we ate. It was great. Had a good time. A little wine, little food, good time. Monday, my son is coming home from school, and he didn't have track practice on Monday. He comes in the door. Because the door was locked, so I went and I let him in. And as I'm walking back to this spot, I notice that my deep freezer is open, that the door is open, and there is water all over the floor. Which means that somebody in my house opened the freezer on Sunday and did not close it properly. Now, I almost got the freezer that has an alarm on it for this purpose. But the freezer that had an alarm was like an extra $300, and I did not have that to spend because if you guys remember, I had a lot of other stuff going on. I had to fix my septic pump, replace my septic pump. So my water bills were like quadruple what they were supposed to be for some months, or at least double, triple what they were supposed to be for some months. And I had to get the tank pumped, and then I got the pump replaced, and then I got the tank pumped again. And then, of course, I had to replace the hot water heater as well. And then you guys know I had to buy a car as well. So I didn't have a whole lot of extra money to put on this freezer. But the thought process behind the freezer was that eventually it would pay for itself because there is a farm it's like a local butcher meat market animal place. They slaughter their own meat, right? And so you can go there and you can buy meat. And it's just a lot cheaper. So we can get a box of chicken thighs, right? It'll be a box of boneless, skinless chicken thighs. It'll be like a 40-pound box for $30. Or it'll be like a 40-pound box of boneless, skinless chicken breasts for $45. Or so that's what those are the kind of especially chicken. There's massive deals on chicken and ground beef. You get a 10-pound chub of ground beef for $25. So it's $2.50 a pound for 80/20. And there's just, you can't beat that. And so And we have, a family of five, six, I guess. Um, and even though my middle daughter doesn't live here, when I get meat from them, I will package it up into smaller packages for her. And then I'll give them to her when she visits. And so that's less meat that she has to buy. So, yeah, so needless to say, my area down here has pretty much smelled like Upton Sinclair's The Jungle. I don't know if y'all had to read that book, but I imagine that that's how the places in that book smelled. Basically, Upton Sinclair was a muckraker back in, the 20s or whatever. And he wrote a fictional novel based on how in America at that time, specifically, I think they were in New York or Chicago, a major city. I believe it was New York, how conditions were in facilities that took live animals and turned them into meat that we could buy at the grocery store. I don't know the technical names for these things, okay? But his book was about that. And it smelled like that down here. It smelled like that. So I noticed it on Monday. So immediately, we got the mops. I've got the bleach. We're cleaning. We're mopping. Not we, because he wasn't. I was the only one here. The only adult here. So I'm cleaning and I'm trying to get every nook and cranny. The next day I come down here and the stench was unreal. It was so bad. It was so bad. The stench was so bad. It stank so bad. And it's like, okay, well, clearly we've missed some spots. So, so it's like me and Adrian, and we're like going through everything, going through, everything, just cleaning everything, wiping everything. And then, you think you got it all, it seems like it's getting better. And then you realize, no, it is better, but it's still not, it's not better all the way. And so today has been the best day of all the days. It's still a little funky, but compared to how it was Tuesday morning when I came down here, every day has been successively better, but Tuesday was bad. Tuesday was horrible. It was bad, and yesterday wasn't that great either. Today is better. There is some left, but honestly, I feel like there's because the floor down here is like stick-on vinyl, and I feel like either it soaked into the vinyl or it went underneath the vinyl onto under the subfloor, and I feel like that's what it is. But I'm just not in a position to pull up that flooring and put down new flooring. It's just not happening. So the flooring's already ruined. I mean, the water was just sitting up there the water had been sitting there. So I think I'm just going to take some bleach water and spray it on the floor and let it sit. And let it sit for a few hours, mop it up, and then do it again. And just bleach water, mop it up, bleach water, mop it up. And just keep doing that until I don't smell it anymore. It's pretty bad. But it's bad, but it's just so much better than it was that I can deal with this. I can deal with this. Like when I was a kid, my great grandparents lived on a farm or near a farm, and there was a pig farm behind where they lived. And when the wind would blow in the wrong direction, all you smelled was that pig farm. This is nowhere near the pig farm, so I can handle this. All right. So that's what I've been up to as far as like my life. Now my projects. So sampler, haven't touched it. Have no intention of touching it until I get the last box. I think I mentioned that to you guys, so haven't touched that at all. My cardigan, still working on it. I think I mentioned that I was working on a sleeve and I did not enjoy the process of making that first sleeve. And so I had been dragging on the second sleeve. So I've been working on it. The sleeve has 50 rows total, and I am at I just finished row 22. So I'm almost halfway through the sleeve. Um, I anticipate I've been doing a couple of rows every day, so I think I'm gonna I don't I'm probably not gonna do much sewing today. I might just crochet today. I don't know. But I've been wanting to crochet. That's why this is out. I've been crocheting today and yesterday. I did some crocheting yesterday as well. I've been working some half days at work, and so I've just been kind of sitting here and crocheting. Um, yeah, that's been great. My quilts. So I got one of my quilts done. The upscale plaid quilt along that I was working on. If I did not have QuiltCon, I would have finished both of these quilts on time. Let's show you people. Isn't it great? I love this plaid effect. I love this plaid effect. This was a really easy quilt to make. The only thing that was tedious about it was having to pin. I am a lazy quilter. I've mentioned that many times. I'm lazy and I don't normally pin a whole lot. I also normally press my seams to one side so that when I do have to pin, it's an easy, just nest the seams together, stick the pin in. But this was a bit more tedious because you lose some of the plaid effect if things don't line up. Now, some of my seams line up perfectly, some don't. I did eventually perfect the pinning technique that worked best for me. But yeah, it was tedious, and that's why I haven't put the other one together yet. The other one, the other colorway. Do I have all my rows together? Yeah. So I've sewn all the rows together. All the rows are sewn. So this would be like this is all row one, right? So all of row one, all of my row ones are sewed together. All of my row twos are sewn together. I just have to sew these rows together 4 times to make 4 quadrants and then sew the quadrants together. There are 5 different layouts. I laid all of them out and took like 2 pictures of each layout to see which one I liked best, and I definitely liked this one best. This is going to look great. This is going to look great. I cannot wait. I have not tried the stitch regulator on my machine yet. So I'm looking forward to that, but I don't want to start that on a big project. I don't want to do a big project on that. And honestly, I don't even know if I'm going to use the stitch regulator because I'm probably going to do some type of straight line stitching on both of these plaid quilts, and I would just use my walking foot for that. So I don't anticipate using the stitch regulator because I just don't see I just don't see the way my brain works. I would not want a loopy swirly pattern on this very traditional just not traditional on this very when the whole quilt is nothing but straight lines. The last thing I want to do is quilt something wiggly or swirly. So both of my upscale plaid quilts are probably going to use straight line quilting. I will probably, because these are going to be on display, the blue one will probably live in my living room and will remain there, and that will be its home. This colorway here will come out once every 2 years. Once every 2 years when Adrian, because when I decorate the tree my way, it's blue. And so it's going to match this. It's like blue, shades of blue and white and silver. Whereas when Adrian decorates the tree, he likes it a bit more traditional. He likes the red and the green, but he doesn't mind, some silver mixed in and stuff like that. So this will basically be for when on the alternate years when he is decorating. But he just decorated last year for 2023. So 2024 is going to be my year, which is going to be that quilt over there. So this won't come out until Christmas of 2025. Yeah, I didn't think about that. I should have thought about that. But I love this colorway. I love this colorway so much that I just keep the scraps. I keep the scrap. Why is there an earring in here? Anyway, I keep the scraps just because I love looking at these colors together. So I threw the blue ones away, but I kept those just because it gives me joy just to see them. And so this quilt might end up just getting hung. I've got some shelving over there that you guys can't see. And so I might take this and hang it on the shelving just so I can look at it. Okay. I am working on, one other, my leader ender project is pickup sticks. I have sewn quite a few of these pairs together. That's not a good color to see it, what I see it on. So basically I'm going to take one of these, well, two of these, and there would be like another piece in the middle. So once I finish sewing all of these together, I'll sew another strip in the middle and then sew this to that strip, and then those blocks will be done. So what I went and did, so I'd have good color balance, is I went ahead and paired them up. So when I'm ready to sew, I can just feed them to the machine. I do like doing this. So on days when I want to sew without having to think and not even having to have a project, I just have something I can just run through the machine. Okay, so that's been fine. I am working on a table runner for 4th of July in the Open Gate Quilt subscription box that we got last month. It thinks it's going too fast. Time is going too fast. Because it doesn't seem like, I just unboxed Open Gate yesterday, and it just doesn't seem like it had been a month since I had done an unboxing. But I did decide to make a table runner. I found one of Monique's patterns that I owned called King's Corner from one of her books called Fat Quarter Winners. And I thought that this would make a great block for a table runner. So I've made one block and I'm in the midst of making a second block, but that is going to be on pause, and I've got everything cut. If you watch my unboxing, you know I've got everything cut and I'm making some different design decisions that I'm thinking about. But in yesterday's Open Gate Quilt subscription box, we got a new project, which is going to get made quickly. This is the panel project here. I love this. This is the panel. Ooh, I thought I was going to sneeze there. This puppy is gorgeous. This puppy is gorgeous, and this will look great on my table. This will make a great table runner. My current table runner is also one of Monique's patterns. She used different fabric, but I chose to use the pattern, and I used my own fabric to make something. And that's the table runner that I'm using currently. Well, it's actually not on the table at this moment because I need to launder it. But once I get it washed, it'll go back on the table. Well, it probably won't because this is going to be going on the table. But this is a great little project here. And you can do this with any panel, which is kind of cool. So if you get a cute little, because really, I mean, we're just taking a panel and we're adding some borders, 2 borders and a binding. And all she did was zhuzh it up a little bit with these corners. And as quilters, that looks like a little snowballed corner. Like, I feel like we could figure that out even if you don't have the pattern. Or even if you have a panel that's a different size. I feel like anybody can do this to any panel. Any panel. So if you want a quick baby quilt, go get you a panel. Or even 2 panels and sew the panels together and then border them like this. Boom, baby quilt. Boom. Boom. I'm just saying. I'm making this. These are the coordinating fabrics. I'm probably going to go ahead and press and cut it between now and tomorrow. Saturday's a wash. Ooh, I almost forgot my grandmama's birthday. Let me write that down. Ooh. It's like I know when people's birthday is. I just forget that that's that day. Like I know my grandmother's birthday is March 7th, but I'll just forget that today is March 7th. So I have to remember to call her. I just wrote that down. I'm going to put it in my phone as well to make sure that I call her. What was I talking about? I forgot what I was talking about. I almost forgot my grandma's birthday. What was I talking about? Oh, any panel, quick birthday present, quick baby gift, baby shower gift, just quick. And I've got some panels over there that, maybe I don't know what to do with. Maybe now I do. So, looking forward to that. What else we got? Last project. So I made a bag. So I was going back and I was watching some Missouri Star videos. I tend to watch a lot of their content. And I was behind. I had saved some videos, but I hadn't watched them. And I went back and I was watching their videos. And they were talking about this wildflower bouquet embroidery set. And it was really pretty. And I thought it was really sweet because it was something that they developed for, I think it's Jenny's grandmother. So Natalie's great grandmother was the embroiderer. And they wanted to make something that was kind of reminiscent of the embroidery that she had done. And so they made this kit. I thought it was pretty reasonably priced for what you get. I don't remember if you got the hoop or not. I really don't. But I think you get some pearl cotton in different colors and water-soluble embroidery designs that you can, and they're adhesive. So you adhere them to whatever you're going to stitch, whatever your stitching medium is, and then you do all your embroidery, and then when you put it in water, it goes away. I was like, oh, that's so sweet. I would not buy that because I'm not an embroiderer. But I did used to cross stitch a long time ago. That's before I started crocheting. I used to cross stitch. And I was like, but I've been looking for something that I can take with me. And I thought that crochet was going to be that thing. One of the reasons why I got back into crochet was because I wanted something that I could do without having to be away from everyone else. When I'm quilting, it's kind of isolating. I'm away from everybody. I'm down here by myself. Everybody else is upstairs. And so I wanted a project that I could work on like while I'm watching football with Adrian or, just while I'm hanging out or while I'm in bed at night is what I wanted. And it's fine for that, but I still don't find it to be particularly portable. So like right now, for instance, we already know blankets aren't portable. But right now, for instance, like this is my cardigan bag. And it's fine for me to take this in the living room or for me to take this. But when I bring this in the car, it takes up a lot of space. Or when I went to, the doctor's office and, by the time I, get it all pulled out, it's just a lot. And if I'm working on a sleeve or a pocket, it's not that bad. But if I'm working on the main body of something, it's like unless you're making a granny square or a hat, for me, the crochet wasn't as portable as I need it to be. I know it's portable for some people, but not as portable as I need it to be. And I don't always want to be working on a hat. A hat is always going to be portable because you only need one skein of yarn and your hook and a couple stitch markers, maybe your you can carry that in a very small thing. If I'm making a hat, I put this piece of yarn on here to keep it smaller to make it easier for me to get the yarn out. But I could just carry around something like this. It's extremely portable if I'm just making a hat. But anything more than that, it's just not portable for me. And I was like, well, the embroidery, that might be something I could do. So I went to my favorite store, Amazon.com, and I saw this little set. let me take these off. So you basically get 3 of these little things. This is number 1. So it's 1, 2, and 3. So basically you learn the stitches with different thread weights. So you see how the same stitch looks with using 1 strand, 2 strands, up to 6 strands, right? And then once you've learned everything, including outlining this here and outlining this here and filling in the heart, like once you've done all of this, then you can do this using the stitches that you've learned. And, you know, they've got the instructions. And I was like, okay, well, this is actually portable. This would be something that's portable. So, and it was a low cost investment. It was $16.98. But I've already had to spend a couple extra dollars because I don't like this hoop. I don't like this hoop. I think I would be fine with this hoop for cross stitch, but I don't like this hoop. I'd rather have a tongue and groove hoop. So I ordered that. That was $6. And also, I don't feel like these needles are as sharp as they could be. So I ordered some needles, and that was $2. So I guess I'm in now at $25. But it's been interesting. It's been neat. It's been fun. I've been learning. You can tell I messed up. You can tell, you know, it's not perfect. I've messed up a lot, but yeah, I feel like this is something that's actually portable. This is something that I could even do like when my family's around. So like not like this weekend because it's my grandmother's. That's how I remember my grandmother's birthday. I was talking about Saturday. Saturday's a wash because we're going to Rocky Mount to celebrate my grandmother's birthday. So I'm not going to get to do any crafting or sewing, but maybe this is something that I can bring because this is something that I can be sitting at the table still having a conversation with everyone else, and I'm not taking up a lot of room, and I don't have this, you know, giant bag. So I wanted to keep it in something. Now I've got a lot of little bags, right? Like little bags that you get like when you buy skincare or makeup and stuff like that, you know, but nothing was quite big enough because this hoop is almost 8 inches. So I didn't have anything that was big enough that I already owned. And I was not about to buy a bag. So I made one. I had this panel. Speaking of, this is before I knew we were going to have a panel project. But I had this panel of cheater. I had this cheater panel. And I ended up not using it for anything because it's really low quality. And you can tell, you can feel that it's low quality. When you feel the fabric, it's just rough. I don't know where I bought this from, but I bought it because it had, you know, these kind of built-in quilt blocks, and I thought I could do something with that. That could be cute. And then I got the fabric, and I'm like, that's not quilt shop quality fabric. It's not. Walmart fabric is nicer and softer than this. So I was like, okay, so it's just kind of sat there. I folded it up, and it's been sitting there. I have a little shoebox, a little plastic shoebox full of just a few panels, you know, the various panels that I've picked up over time. And so what I did was I cut a piece out and I used it to make this little bag here. So it's like I thought the cheater print would be great for this because it looks like, you know, it looks like I could have, if I wasn't so lazy, I could have made it look more real and actually stitched along all of these seam lines to make it look real, but I didn't feel like doing that. So this is my bag. I boxed the corners, and then I just took a piece of cardboard from an Amazon box and put it in the bottom. Y'all can see that down there. Just a piece of cardboard. I did not put a handle on it, but I think I'm going to go back and put a handle on it. I think I'm just going to go and cut a couple more pieces out of here and then just put, you know, a handle here, and just, you know, stitch a square. So yeah, I think I might do that. I might do that. But yeah, so I made this, and this lining here is a piece of fabric that I got from Blueprint back in 2018, 2019, something like that. So I had a little bit of it left, so I used that as my inner. I did not put a pocket. You know, in retrospect, I should have done some things differently. I did not follow a pattern when I made this. I just made it. And I wish I had followed a pattern because there's some things that would have made my life easier, probably if I had known what I was doing instead of just going with it. But I just went for it. And basically, I cut out, I cut this piece out. You can see there were 2 blocks here, and there's 2 blocks here, and then there are 2 blocks missing. Those are the blocks that I cut out. So I just tried to cut it kind of even so that the blocks would hopefully be centered on the front and back of the bag. So I was successful in that regard. Then I had some craft fuse that I bought. Hold on. Let's see. I moved to Raleigh in 2000. Is that when the Twin Towers, was that 2000 or 2001? Is that 2001? That year is when I moved to Raleigh. So it would have been after that. No, it was after my daughter was born. So no, it wasn't that bad. So my daughter was born in 2002. So probably I bought this at a Bernina World of Sewing that was near an apartment I was living in. Back in probably 2003. I had bought a bag pattern, and I bought some craft fuse, and I made a bag. I still have that bag. I still have that bag. And I still had some leftover craft fuse. So I was like, let's just use this. Let's just use it. It's stiff, but I don't want to use the heat and bond that's newer. I'd rather use this older stuff. So I used craft fuse and fused it to the wrong side of the lining fabric and the wrong side of the outer bag fabric. And then I put a piece of batting in the middle, and then I just quilted just a few lines because it was so stiff. It was so stiff, and I was worried about shifting. That craft fuse is stiff. I did not like working with it. But I just literally put a line because I hadn't folded it in half yet. So I literally just did 3 lines. 1 here, 1 down here, and then 1 down here. And then that was it. I did 3 lines of stitching down the whole thing just to keep the bag from separating. I initially wanted to do a little bit more quilting on it. I initially wanted to do more of these lines, but that craft fuse made everything so stiff. And then I'm also working with this like cheap, hard fabric as well. And so it just, I was concerned. And so I didn't want to work with it. So I didn't do anymore. And then I basically folded it in half with the lining side out. I sewed down both sides to close it up. And then I boxed the corners, and then I installed the zipper. I had some issue with the zipper installation. That was definitely the hardest part because I did it wrong. I installed the zipper wrong. And so I struggled with it, but eventually got it on there. And now I can fit in there my hoop. I know I need to take it off the hoop when I'm not stitching. I know. But I can fit my hoop in there. I was able to grab some of the hand sewing stuff that we get in all these subscription boxes. This little Moda needle keeper. I got my needles in there, threaded. I've got my thread in there. I've got some backup needles. I've got my needle threader, a thimble, a couple thimbles in there. I've had this little plastic container for so long. I bought a ton of these at one point. I've got so many in different sizes. I love these little containers. They just come in handy. And then here are the extra sheets, the extra patterns. And it all fits in there. And then even my instructions. Originally, this bag was supposed to be a little bit taller so that my instructions could stand up. But it didn't happen that way. So I have to fold them in half. Yeah, so I made a bag. Because why buy a bag when you can make one? Why pay for something when you can make it for free? All right. So that's it for my projects. I have not worked on anything else. I mean, I feel like that's enough though, right? I feel like that's enough. Yeah, I think that's it. That's it. That's it. That is it for me, guys. And oh, what am I thankful for? Oh, crap. I always forget to say what I'm thankful for. What am I thankful for? All right. I guess I'm thankful that I was able to salvage some of that meat because there was a lot. There was a lot of meat in that freezer. So I guess because at first I was like, if we have to throw all of this away, if we have to throw all of this away, that is just a lot of money. It's a lot of money. But fortunately, because of the way we had it stacked in there, um, and because of the way we wrap everything and bag everything and label everything, um, we didn't have to worry about cross contamination. And then because of the way we had the stuff stacked, it kept each other cold to where it was still going to be food safe and it was still going to be okay. So, not the end of the world. Not the end of the world. Anywho, that is it for me. And I'll see you guys next video.